what it shows is the level of deception that he's willing to participate in order to get elected to the United States Congress, and that's disturbing.
Can we talk to you just quickly?
What was in Congressman Andy Ogles' college transcript that he didn't want you to see? Tonight, News Channel 5 Investigates has the answer. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Vicki Yates. Middle Tennessee's newest congressman is a self-proclaimed economist who, it turns out, barely passed a community college economics course, and that's not all.
And News Channel 5's recent investigation of Andy Ogles went national. And our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, has now uncovered a potential bombshell. And Phil, this is evidence that Andy Ogles still has not been telling the whole truth, right?
That's exactly correct. The congressman had tried to make sure that no one would ever get to the information that we've discovered. But now, based on what we've found, Andy Ogles has a new story that he just misunderstood what kind of degree he got. Congressman, can we talk to you just quickly?
Hey, how are you?
Like his Republican colleague George Santos, freshman Tennessee Congressman Andy Ogles has made big claims.
So I'm an economist. You know, as an economist,
His congressional bio says Ogles graduated from Middle Tennessee State University, where he studied policy and economics. Yet our investigation dug up a 2009 resume where he listed a degree in international relations, not economics, minoring in psychology and English.
but MTSU had a broader poli-sci degree, which was international relations.
On Nashville Talk Radio, Ogles, who was one of the 20 House holdouts in Kevin McCarthy's Speaker election, insisted economics was part of his international relations degree. But Ogles claimed he put a block on the university confirming his academic credentials because he was worried about his identity being stolen.
And I would encourage anyone to lock down your transcripts, lock down your credit so that you're not a victim of identity theft.
Now we have what Congressman Ogles didn't want you to see, his college transcript. That transcript, submitted by Ogles with a job application more than a decade ago, shows his major wasn't in economics nor international relations, but in liberal studies, a type of degree generally for those who cannot settle on a major. And contrary to Ogles' claims,
You know, as an economist,
the transcript shows he enrolled in just one economics class, a community college Principles of Economics course, where he got a C.
As taking one course when you're a freshman or sophomore in college does not make you an economist. And if he's willing to run around and say, hey, I'm an economist, who knows what else he's going to tell you that's not truthful.
Randy Stamps is former political director for the Tennessee Republican Party and a former GOP lawmaker. Last fall, Stamps broke with his party, supporting Ogles' Democratic opponent, State Senator Heidi Campbell.
But even before the election, I didn't believe anything he said.
Does this reflect why you endorsed his Democratic opponent?
Absolutely. With all due respect, I kind of saw this coming, that he was going to embarrass our state.
Ogles' transcript shows he did take some political science courses where he did fairly well, but in the fall of 1995, the future congressman enrolled in U.S. presidency, problems in government, political theory, and national security policy, and flunked every one of them. And 3 years later, it happened again. Finally, in 2007, Ogles went back to college and finished the liberal studies degree with a 2.4 GPA. So what does the congressman have to say? During last week's congressional break, we went to Ogles' hometown in search of answers, checking out the Columbia address listed on his website as his new congressional office.
Your call has been forwarded.
Then we called, Congressman, this is Phil Williams, and texted. We'll see if we hear back. When we didn't hear back, we headed to the Nashville airport as Ogles prepared to fly back to Washington. So how did you forget what your major was in college? Sir, don't you think voters deserve an explanation?
Sorry.
how are you?
But the Congressman, we can stop right here and talk to you if you're willing to talk to us, continued to ignore our questions. Yeah, we tried. Don't know what more we can do. Don't know why he doesn't want to talk to us.
I think the level of the deception is surprising to me, that you have helped uncover.
Our investigation also discovered other claims.
As a former member of law enforcement, works in international sex crimes, specifically child trafficking.
that have also been exaggerated. For example, Ogles' congressional website claims that he worked with a human trafficking group, quote, overseeing operations and investments in 12 countries. In fact, that group, Abolition International, was not in 12 countries during his limited time with the organization.
Now, he's still deceiving. He's still not forthcoming. He I don't believe, has the courage to sit down and talk it through and apologize for misrepresenting himself to the people of Tennessee. Until he does that, I don't think he's worthy of the office.
In an apparent effort to get ahead of our story, Congressman Ogles released a statement to other media last night claiming he had just requested a copy of his transcript and had discovered that his degree was not in international relations after all, and he apologized for what he called a misstatement. But get this, that new statement says he majored in liberal studies and minored in political science and English. His old resume said he minored in English and psychology. MTSU tells me any minors a person receives would be reflected on the transcript. And guess what? None of those are listed there.
I think a lot of people would like to have him sit down, answer some tough questions in front of an environment that's not necessarily friendly.
Right. Is that door still open?
Absolutely. You know, we were serious about wanting to hear his side, and we would hope that he would eventually accept the invitation to sit down and answer our questions.
All right, we'll have to wait and see.
Thanks, Phil.